Face Movements, October the 5th, 2016. What kind of storm is Hurricane Matthew? Is it man made? Is it properly just a normal hurricane that started out? Or is it a space energized storm? This storm is a man made storm. This is a HAARP storm, folks. Alright. Also, the storm been electrically charged from solar winds that have been hitting our Earth, and we're still in a solar wind stream. So all storms on Earth is going to increase with the energy that these storms suck up. But on top of that, this storm is HAARP made. All right. I'm gonna have this link at the bottom. It's by Jim Lee. Check out his videos too on YouTube. Does some deep stuff, but he got all the patents, all the Department of Homeland Security. So let's just read a little bit. This article is called Hurricane Hacking. The Department of Homeland Security enters the weather modification business. And they've been in it since before 2000, the 90s and the 80s. NASA been in it. So weather modification been around for some time. But HAARP brings and the new age of hacking into hurricanes, hacking into tornadoes, plasma bombs with rains that's been going on all summer long with these little major storms. HAARP brings since 2013 that people followed me since 2009 to 2013 before my channels shut down. It's like our Earth, how we talk about going to Mars or Moon and terraforming it. It's like our Earth is being terraformed from GMOs, from viruses, from these technology that's beyond our grasp and our thinking capability. But hurricane hacking, the Department of Homeland Security enters the weather modification building. Did you know the good old boys at the DHS are working on steering hurricanes, and some big names in geoengineering world are getting in on the mix? Check out the following timeline, researched by Jim Lee to see how it all went down. Then read the DHS report on the hurricane hacking workshop. So you can see all these patent application, water alternate structures, how they could stop, how they could make hurricanes go. Department of Homeland Security talking about hurricane modification. Just check it out, all these patents. The link's going to be at the bottom. It's pretty deep. And this hurricane been hacked. Sandy been hacked. Katrina been hacked. They all are storms. Also, read this. I'm going to have the link. And it's not just hurricanes. It's also these major rainstorm clouds that come out of nowhere that's just dumping water. Even with snowstorms like in Buffalo, New York in 2015 that October where they had 7 feet of snow in 24 hours. Alright. These storms also are used in the U.S. Air Force wants to detonate plasma bombs in the sky. Alright, so I'm going to read a little bit about this. This is by Kelly Hodgen, The Digital Trend on August 12, 2016. Radio communication is a weak point for most military operation. It is often not long enough or strong enough to quite meet soldiers' need. The U.S. Air Force go big or go home solution to improve their long-distance calls. Supercharge the atmosphere by detonating aeroplasma bombs attached to tiny satellites, reports New Science. The Air Force is asking for help in developing plasma bombs, and they ready done develop these plasma bombs. Alright, folks, but the Air Force is asking for help in developing plasma bombs, which would be delivered to the atmosphere by tiny cube satellites, then detonate to release ions upon arrival. You guys can read the rest. So these little satellites, their whole goal, get shot up in the sky. And I know y'all done seen the plasma bombs from the 90s or 2000 when they launched rockets up into a thunderstorm and lightning hits it when they're trying to trigger off lightning. But with these plasma bombs, they take these tiny cubes, shoot it up, and release plasma right in the atmosphere. Alright? When the plasma hits the atmosphere with the chemtrails and the HAARP rings energizing it, it just dumps buckets of water. We've seen a lot of storms, a lot of tornadoes in 2016, 2015, and 2014. All the way back to 2013. I'm going to do more videos on this. Alright, folks? This link right now, you guys can find it at the bottom. plan and intervent this weather modification association, as you could go down, weather and climate engineering, geoengineering, tuning Earth's thermostat to cooler temperature. They want to cool down the Earth. Atmosphere heating as a research tool. They can heat up the atmosphere. Next rad. You see all these satellites that they say is 4G, 5Gs, alright? They're for cell phones, don't get me wrong. But they're also there to charge up the particle. If a major storm's coming through, they can destroy a major storm. Simple as that. What they do is just crank up the next rad, all these radars, crank them up. They look like circles, like harp rings, but they're cranked up. And all these storms that go in these boxes, boom, die down. Or they can make these storms bigger by keeping it at a low frequency. This is the new age of HAARP, folks, and this is what this Hurricane Matthew is. This is created and steered by the DHS. This is a HAARP-related storm. This is a man-made hurricane, folks. And I can't stress it enough. I'm going to give you the proof. This is the proof right here. So check out these articles. Now, you people want to know about the proof. Before we get into that, I'm putting warnings and watches out for October 7th in Memphis, Tennessee, as we do have systems that do come from the west over to the east, even though we got to worry about Hurricane Matthew, but we also got to worry about the rest of the country. So on October the 7th, 2016, the Central United States earthquake is getting prepared to do a test and drill, so warnings and watches for earthquakes around Oklahoma, that might be 5.0 or bigger, and then the Tennessee on the New Ridge fault line. Same with California. Flood watches and tornado watches for Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee over the next 7 days. Excuse me. So let's get to space weather. Hurricane Matthew was a HAARP-created storm. All right. Before HAARP, when HAARP was creating, also it was created. You could just see. Look, we're gonna zoom in. This is Hurricane Matthew. All right, folks. You can see the eye, but then you can see all these gravity waves. All right. These ripples are called gravity waves, essential waves of pressure and temperature excited by upward motion of the air from the storm below. Gravity does not vary inside these waves. Instead, they get their name from the fact that gravity acts as a vertical restoring force that tries to restore equilibrium to the up and down moving air. Similar patterns have been observed in above powerful thunderstorms that been shot with these plasma cannons, that been shot with HAARP. This is HAARP rings, folks. When we say HAARP rings, this is what a HAARP rings looks like. Exactly what space weather. And those spirits that we've seen lit up the sky, that shows lightning touching the upper atmosphere. Yes, on that night, there was solar winds that charged up the storm, but wouldn't cause really spirits. This thing was been energized, been shot with HAARP. So this is more proof that HAARP done electrify the storm with the solar energy that's coming off the solar wind. Plus, you can see the HAARP rings coming right around it. This thing been blast with it. All right, you can see the rings in this gravity waves. Then in the middle of it, where the eye is, you can see the energy, that light. All right, folks. Now let's show you more proof. We're going to go to Mimic, TPW. All right, we're going to zoom in. I'm going to show you exactly right now. All right. And this says October the 6th, Thursday. But it's October the 5th at 8:06 p.m., folks. So let me zoom in. Hit right there over Cuba, and just hit right now. Right now as we speak, this storm just got nailed with a HAARP ring. This is proof. Right now as we speak, HAARP rings are hitting and energizing the storm back to a Category 4, even a possible Category 5, folks. This storm been mimicked by HAARP the whole time. And this is the Mimic map. This shows you all the water vapors and all that stuff. So check this out. It's a microwave image, so you can just see the microwave. All right, you don't see no white on the line. You're not seeing any white. So this thing been blast a lot of times with HAARP. As we see where the eye is, that's HAARP. Hit with HAARP there. When it hit Haiti, hit after. Right now as we speak in the Bahamas, this thing's being nailed with HAARP. They got hit 2 times before hitting Haiti. Hit right between Haiti and Cuba one time, and then right now as we speak in the Bahamas. Let's watch it. So to answer all you folks' questions, has this storm been hacked? This storm is weather modification. You can see the HAARP rings and the gravity waves on space weather, the eye of the Hurricane Matthew. You can see the rings around it. All right. You can see lightning flashes. All right, but that's from the storm itself. But if you go down, you can see the HAARP rings, and right in the center, you can see HAARP hitting this thing, shooting it, and all these HAARP rings and motions going right after it. And if you go to Mimic, you see the HAARP rings hitting it right now. All right. Now let's go to Intocast, Atlantic. Let's see if we see any HAARP rings on the storm because they've just been hit by a HAARP ring. Let's zoom in. And no, I don't see no HAARP rings on Atlantic, but on the Mimic Mac, you can see that this thing just been hit. This is actually up to date, right there. It's actually been hit. All right, so let's go to not the Jetstream, not the RSOE, not the World. Let's go to World Tech Map. We're gonna look, see where the energy's at. Okay. And this is how I predict earthquakes and stuff from the solar energy. It's a unique thing, and we ain't got nothing to worry for right now, except this thing did got hit by a HAARP ring. And is this a Jetstream? No. That's the Earth, that's Intocast, that's Mimic. Oh yeah, here we go. This was looking for. You can see the HAARP frequency. You see how I got hit by a HAARP ring between Cuba and Haiti? Alright, that's a HAARP ring, folks. HAARP ring at the end, HAARP ring right in the middle. Let's go by. Alright, this is what looks normal. And that's 3 hours previous. And that's also the latest available. 6 hours previous, nothing. 9 hours previous, nothing. But 12-hour previous, let's look at it. Got a little HAARP ring right in the middle. And before the 12 hours, 15 hours previous. That's all. Ain't nothing 15 hours previous. But 18 hours previous, you can see the HAARP rings. Alright, so this storm been HAARP engineer. So warnings and watches for this thing to increase in strength as it moves closer to Florida. This thing is a lot of strength and it's in the Bahamas, folks. So if you live down in the Bahamas, be prepared. This is the No Face Movement, and I'm about to bring you the weather warning and watches for this hurricane right now and its direction. This is the movement. Till next time, facing off.